Oh, it's actually recording. It was taking a little while there. It was just loading and loading and loading, and finally it started. I want to talk about, you guys know I live in an apartment townhouse, and today a truck came. You know, one of those trucks that, like, you probably see them in front of people's houses when they're doing roofing, so they can throw the old shingles and garbage in this big bin or whatever. Well, they dropped one off today because I guess one of the units got so much garbage. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I have seen so much stuff since I've lived here. I've been living in this complex now. I lived in a 2-bedroom, and now I'm in a 3-bedroom, and I've been here for almost a year and a half in the 3-bedroom. Now, together I lived in this complex just over 7.5 years. And I'm telling you, I've seen it all. I remember one late evening, I was minding my own business, and I can't exactly remember what it was I was doing. And I just heard a bunch of commotion, yelling, and I got Brian, and I got Pam and Jay, and we went outside, and we looked out in the parking lot, and there was this guy. He was completely, like, hammered, like, drunk. And he was yelling, and I guess he was talking to cars, and he was hitting them. And I think he broke a few windows in a few cars. So I guess the police were called, and I guess the situation had to do with his partner or wife or something, about letting him in or something. So that was dealt with. There was another time, I think I was watching TV, or I was on the computer, I was doing something, and I heard this, like, screaming and yelling. And I looked out the window from the kitchen to the parking lot, and this woman was yelling because somebody took her parking spot. She says, "I paid for this parking spot, I want this parking spot." And I'm like, oh my God. And then some other person was yelling, saying, "My kids are sleeping, shut up, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, oh my God. And then there was another late evening. I heard yelling and screaming. And these stories I'm telling you all happened when I lived in the two bedroom. Pam wasn't quite living with us yet. She would come over every weekend and stay with Jason, but it was mainly just Brian, myself, and Jason. Julia wasn't born till December 2004, so, and we've been here since about, I'd say, 2001. But getting back to the story, we heard this, like, I think, actually, yeah, this happened, I think, when Julia was a little younger. I think she was about 2.5. Well, I heard this noise and this ruckus, and I went out, and I saw people running in the hallway. And Brian peeked out and said, "Okay, just stay back, stay inside." Brian wanted to call 911 because one of our, well, he's not in this building anymore, but someone by the name of Ryan, I don't know his last name or whatever, but him and his wife, they had a little girl, and they lived at the very far end. So if you go out my hallway, he was the last door from the doors to go through the little hallway to go to the other hallway. So I think it was this unit or a unit over or two. His sister, actually, yeah, it was. It's the unit next to us. Because if you go on our balcony here, okay, and you look on both sides, it's both the 3-bedroom units, and then down below is the 2 bedrooms. And how it works is it goes 3, and then the next door is a 2, which is downstairs, and then ours, and then another 2, and then 3. But all the 3s look like they're all connected from the balconies. So anyways, she lived in one of the units, close, not far from where I am. And I guess she was sleeping, and there was a bunch of ruckus. I guess it was my neighbor. We had, let's say, not a nice person living next door to us. He was really, I'd say he had an attitude. I just remember I'd hear him making lots of noise. He would slam the door. And he was just, I was looking so forward to having him get out of this building and out of this hallway. So, anyways, she had came out. She was minding her business, and she just politely asked, "Could you please keep down the noise? I'm trying to sleep." And what happens? Well, the guy was completely drunk. I guess he was coming home from a bar or something. And he decides, okay, because she's being polite, saying to keep the noise down, he decides to attack her. So I guess she manages, or somehow her brother, because her brother, the guy I was telling you about, Ryan, who lived at the very end, the last door of the hallway, well, that was her brother. We had a notice put up, and the notice was, if you have any friends or family that you recommend to move in here, they will credit you and the person that you recommend to move in here some money or something. So I guess he had recommended his sister to move in here. And he got involved, and I guess there was punching and pushing and shoving and pulling, I guess, and blood on the wall, and oh my god, it was a mess. But I stayed inside, and I was like, I was so scared. And there's another story that I have to talk about, and I don't know if any of you guys were affected by it, but we were affected by it. I just remember it was a Thursday, and I was going to do my regular routine of going to pay the bills. Now, I always paid them at the bank machine, and I don't know why I just wouldn't just do online banking the way I do now, and it's a lot easier. I'm eventually going to, in the next couple of weeks or whatever, I'm going to get 2 bills added to my card so that I could pay those as well through the bank. And it's a lot easier. It saves time, and I don't have to go out if I don't really need to. But I had to go pay the bills, and we were on the bus, and then all of a sudden we heard this talk about a blackout. I didn't know what was really going on, and you know, I let it go through one ear through the other. And we get to the mall, and I'm all upset, and I'm mad, and I'm like, I gotta pay these bills. And then everybody was leaving the mall, and they said, oh, the mall's being shut because of this blackout. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get upset here. Whatever I have to do today will still be there tomorrow, and everything will be okay. So we just dealt with the situation at that present moment to the best that we could. And we decided we were going to go over to a friend's house that also lived in this building that we knew. And the person who lived in the